Here at Celtic Farm, we love our lavender and grow several varieties. The greatest thing about lavender is that it's easy to propagate through a variety of methods, so you can multiply your plants and share them with other gardeners. So let's get started and see what it takes. You can propagate lavender just about any time except late fall and winter, but the best time is during the growing season, and that's when you'll get the fastest root growth and the highest level of success. If you take them at the end of the growth season in fall, it's best to bring them inside for optimal success. So make sure you pick a healthy plant with strong growth indicators. I typically find my target plant and then look for some fresh growth at the base, closer to the roots. Don't worry too much on which is the best cut. Just make sure you get some old woody growth that's brown and some greenery at the tip. That woody growth is where the roots will form, and if you look, there may be some shoots with existing root hairs that you can plant immediately. I usually take a bunch of cuttings and throw them in a bucket, and once you have as much as you need, start with a small bunch and move on over to the potting bench to prep your bounty for planting. Once you've done this a few times, you can multiply your cuttings by taking snips at the right branching location. For this phase, you'll want some rooting hormone, pruners, a pot, and a watering can. We'll go ahead and start, and quite simply, we want a bunch of lavender sticks with old and new growth and a very leafy top that'll give it the energy to spurn roots. To show the process from start to finish, grab your favorite sprig and get started. Snip at the bottom and make sure to get a portion of the old growth and strip the foliage from the lower 2/3 of the stem. Take any excess foliage off at the top, as too much will increase water loss. I scarify the old growth where the roots will form to expose the inner growth cells and also to allow the rooting hormone to penetrate and stick. I dip in the rooting powder and then poke it into the soil in my pot and add a little water to moisten the soil around it, and then repeat. I put multiple sprigs in each pot, as I'll transfer them to new ones in about 4 to 6 weeks. The questions I usually get here are what types of potting medium to use and what pot do you recommend? I use a mix in equal parts of vermiculite, potting soil, and compost. Lavender's not too picky on soil, it just doesn't like wet feet. As for pots, these tall ones allow me to use longer sprigs for more rooting surface, which will help the plant grow quicker and let me get it in the field or in my landscape as soon as possible. So that's a quick summary of how to do that. The cuttings need a humid environment so they don't dry out, and I find that plastic storage boxes are the perfect enhancer. Put them in direct light and keep them watered for a month and a half. After a month, you can give them a light tug to see if they've rooted and then transfer them to a pot, and voila, almost instant new plants. You can read detailed guide on our blog and buy any of the watering cans or tools that you see in the videos at shop.thecelticfarm.com. Have a green day.